Hello, my name is Dave Orlandi. I'm a consultant with Quest Software. When we are checking the health of our database systems, we often think to ourselves something like, everything was running smoothly an hour ago, but not now. Or, it was fine yesterday, but performance is poor today. What workload activity is different between those two windows of time? What if you could quickly and easily see the activity for two time frames to identify what is different between the two to help isolate potential performance issues? With Quest's Foglight, you can. Foglight is a cross-platform database monitoring and diagnostics solution. What's being displayed here is Foglight's comparison utility. The color-coded time frames are defined here. Simply expand the data dimensions to see the specific workload type activity side by side here in the middle. Maybe a large T-SQL batch was run in one time frame but not the other. Or perhaps there's a user performing heavy workload on the system that wasn't earlier. If this is the type of actionable data you want and need, watch the remainder of this video to see the few simple steps taken to get here. First, launch the Foglight web client and log in. From this primary dashboard, called the Global View, identify the instance you'd like to diagnose. In a cross-platform environment, like this one, you can filter on a particular database type. In this example, SQL Server. Select that SQL Server tile to filter and display only the SQL Server instances. Now drill into a specific instance by selecting its workload bar, which brings you directly to the Performance Investigator dashboard. Now you'll want to familiarize yourself with a few tabs in the Performance Investigator. To access the comparison utility, be sure the instance view is selected at the top of the tree here, and that both the History tab and the Overview tab are also selected. From here, you'll see a Compare button towards the bottom. Select Compare to access the comparison utility. Now, choose the window of time you'd like to filter on. This can be accomplished by selecting the day, date, and time up here in the top right-hand corner. The default is the last hour. Next, choose the type of comparison you'd like to perform here over to the left-hand side in this gray box. In the example I started with, I chose the first option, that is, comparing two time frames. You can also compare activity to the Foglight IntelliProfile baseline, or compare across instances. In this time frame example, you can see that you can choose from predefined windows of time, or just below it here, explicitly define a particular time frame. I'll choose to compare to the day prior. Once the comparison is complete, you'll see what you did at the start of the video. Again, note the color coding. The bluish green represents one period of time, up here in the top left, and the gray represents the other time period, defined here. The color coding is graphed at the top and used below. Expand the data dimensions using the down arrows to clearly show the difference in activity between those time frames, like so. Here's another quick common use case, this time using the bottom option, a cross-instance comparison. Maybe you have an instance running smoothly in UAT or staging. You move it to production and performance dips. Sometimes it proves to be just a few configuration parameters that are different, causing the change in performance. It's quick and easy to identify that here using the comparison utility. Choose to compare against another instance via this configuration tab. I can now see those differences in configuration parameters. I hope this information and the walkthrough of Foglight's Performance Investigator Comparisons workflow proved useful. What if you could? Now you can. Search on Quest Foglight for databases to learn more and download a free trial.